So this is considered prototypical monoherding.
Yeah, I've got Chris Trey and I'm coming into East Sprague on the, looks like, it's a siding.
So this is the dispatcher. We operate exactly like the real world.
Look at that.
So, hi Brent.
Howdy.
These are my friends.
Hello.
How you doing?
So,
My name's Gary.
Hi, I'm Alex. Okay.
you know my online game? These are my gamer friends.
Oh, that place you went a few years ago?
These are different people though, yeah. They thought I was going to die when I went the first time.
It's
But I
kind of
didn't.
scary. We drove all the way from Oklahoma and her from Utah.
Okay.
So here we are.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So, okay, so back to how this works. He is in control of every switch out there. So when the guys individually control the trains out there, but they rely on him to make sure they're not going to hit each other. So if you think of the curvy track out there, it was like a shoestring and you pull it tight, that's what we have right here. So you have the main line. There's a single track main line with a few sidings where trains can pass each other. And so you can see where the lights are. There's a train there. He's got one going in the siding right here.
That is crazy. That looks all very complicated.
So our year here is 1975.
Yeah.
Way before you were born.
Is it
This is how it
how
works back then. And all we have is radio. There's no satellite. So he actually uses radio to communicate with the guys. They get a radio. So hear the sounds of the relays tripping. Like that's the sounds of the electronics. However, we made it look like that because we wanted it to look like 1975, but it's really wireless and digital.
I'm writing down all these facts. Like, I'm a fact person.
Okay, you write them down. So this is how we control a train today. It's an instant controller. So I can take this and type in the 4 digits on the side of a locomotive. You know how every locomotive has a little number. I type that in and now I can control it wherever it is in the building. So it's very dangerous. I'm not going to turn around and do that because I could be crashing something in the back. So, but with this you can control the sounds, the speeds, you can add momentum into it so it slows down according to its weight. Kind of thing, so you can put a lot of physics and science into it. So it'd be very, very involved. Or you could do like I do and you just make it go and you make it stop. So it could be from simple to as complex. Some of these guys are super talented and can make it so complex that they put the right squeal of the wheels with it.
Wow.
And
They just like go for every day.
yeah. Okay, back to hunting. In America that runs this. So it's called follower cars.
Follow cars.
Yeah, and so he's running with a magnet underneath the layout. There's a wire and he follows the wire, but it tells him to start and stop and he follows traffic signals. If the light's red, he stops. If it's green, he goes. So it's different.
That's nice stuff.
Oh my god, look.
Oh, look. The chicken's moving.
You press this button and it feeds the chicken.
The chicken! Wait, that was one of them. One is eating chicken.
Wait, am I a woman? Oh wait.
No, that one.
I was so just kidding.
America, 1930s, where nothing of note ever happened.
Oh my god, it looked like a real scenery when you were doing that.
Yeah, it just looks super real.
Have you heard
So, where was...
Wow. Holy smokes. Whoa. It's too cool.
Awesome, and you're gonna find 5 dinosaurs pretty fast. There's actually 9.
9 dinosaurs.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
and there's one hiding in the fire if you can find it.
There's one hiding in the fire. There's supposed to be a dinosaur in there.
There is?
Somewhere.
There is a dinosaur in the fire somewhere.
Oh, I just want to get in there with it. Oh wait, I see it! Do you see him?
Place is too
That
cool.
is so funny. I have never seen that.
The Western Union Telegraph, this is It's a real artifact. So this one,
Wow, I could have used this for my sculpting. That would have helped a lot.
this one you can tell is like a real flat surface on a mountainside, like probably like a real flat surface on the cliff right there. A club in Denver just borrowed them because they're making a layout. So this one you can see has kind of a bulb, like a.
These are really nice.
This could have been like right here. See how it's like.
That's cool.
So this came off of a piece of coal. You would chip the surface, and then you lay a layer of the plaster, and then you put cheesecloth on. Can you see it? It's like the Band-Aid material. See that?
That's so weird.
That's what gives it structure, and then you do another
awesome.
thing of the rubber stuff.
That is really cool.
And it takes like 20 minutes of standing. Do you know how torturous that would be? To stand still for 20 minutes? I couldn't have done it.
Yeah, this is done really, really nice.
Wow, I just thought that was.
It looks real, doesn't it?
So it's a hydrophile plaster. And then there's like 7 colors of paint on it.
Oh,
Wow.
I can definitely see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, I know. See, I needed this talent when I was doing my sculpting. Because I made a rock and I got a real rock.
Oh my god, I see it. Yep. There's so much story in this, all of this. That's crazy.
Can you imagine like this in real life though, living on a mountain with,
It'd be the best.
wow. Why can't we see this in real life? Does this exist? Is this actual layout? Or
Some of the buildings are real.
Yeah.
They're all in Oregon. And the computer that runs it has the
Too
city
cute.
and all of its traffic
I
lights.
love it.
And it manages the traffic lights, and these stop and go at the red and the green. But I was telling him, they also wreck more than anything. So they'll jump and like land in front of a train. This is called toy trains. This is Lion.
The
okay,
difference.
I see the difference.
Yeah.
So watch these trains versus those trains.
Oh.
They're fast. So you can push all the buttons. Push the second one in. This one. That's what that one is the first one.
This is for the kids, isn't it?
It is.
I feel like a kid right now, but this is amazing because I like pressing buttons and I like
Oh, there's a fireman
Something
there.
that's fun about this city block is that it's actually on a pole, and we can rotate it and put all different 4 sides to the front. So sometimes the
Wow.
hotel's in the back, and sometimes it's in the front. So it's kind of nice. It changes.
That's awesome.
This will start smoking, but the air conditioner is going to suck all the smoke.
Oh.
Higher walk line advertisements.
Oh, look at that.
what was this piece for?
That's a yard bell. It would have been on the locomotive. And you always had a bell ringing when you were in a yard so that when people are walking around, they're safe.
I
They
ring
know
it?
something's moving.
Okay.
Ah,
So every locomotive had a bell.
Oh my
Today
gosh.
they have an electronic bell sound when they're in a yard.
Oh my gosh. That was
That is so
loud.
cool.
Oh my god.
Okay, do you guys want
How do I do it?
Do you want to hear history stories? Do you want the education piece too? Okay.
Oh.
So I talked about cabooses and why we had them and why we didn't. So the reason that we had cabooses is twofold. One, it hauled crew because you had to have people who would jump out, do switches, switchmen. Your conductor rides in the caboose. He's not in the locomotive in this day.
Interesting. Okay.
Today, the 2 people in the locomotive are the engineer and the conductor. And the engineer's job is to get the train there. The conductor's job is everything behind the locomotive. He is in charge of all the cars, the people, whatever they're hauling. The conductor is in charge of it. So really the engineer is working for the conductor, and people think it's the other way around. So anyway, he's in here, he has a work office. But the real purpose of the caboose has to do with the axles on trains at the time. So we all know what friction is. But in 1868, they don't fully understand that, right? This one's actually 1919, so this is really modern. But
Right.
they all had the same problem. They had the axle comes out to this little tiny wheel on the end of the axle. There's one bearing at the top. And it took them a long time to even put a bearing on there. And so it gets really hot. And when metal gets hot, it falls off. So the first solution was to put this box here and take oily rags and like pack them in there. And everybody's seen the guy in the overalls with one of these, right? You've all seen the picture. What the heck are they doing? They're oiling these. And sometimes they would use these big buckets to do it.
Yeah.
To keep it, just to keep it from
Just to keep it
falling
from-
off, because that would derail your whole train. And
Right.
we didn't have cranes back then. You know how
Right.
costly that would be to get horses out to pull the train off.
Holy cow.
So
much work.
So the other solution is you watch it, and when it smokes, you gotta watch it. So they
Right.
have a brakeman. You've all heard of brakeman, right?
I've heard of brakeman.
He's not in the locomotive. He's in the caboose, in the cupola. That's a
The
cupola.
cupola.
All cabooses either have a cupola or a side window, and that's so they can see the train and look at the axles. So when the train's going down the track and it goes around a curve, he can see every axle on the train from up there. If you see smoke, there's actually air brakes were invented in 1910. He could actually pull a little handle, and he can stop the train. Or they would throw like a flare out the window, like stop the train. Okay, so that's interesting. Do you guys see that right there?
Yeah.
That was a 3-second burn. So that means the wheel spun for 3 seconds and it melted it that fast.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of weight and a lot of pressure and a lot of heat.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And that just happened since I've been here. The guy, one of the volunteers brought it in. It has the year on it. What is it? 2011. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
That's recent.
That is cool.
Oh
Easy
my
and
god.
fast.
That's
Why
insane.
is this
This
one all
like
fancy?
opens and closes.
Just painted gold.
Ooh. Too cool.
So this is where people sweat.
This is where the employees sit.
Yeah, sometimes they would go out on a 3-day rail trip, and so they would have beds. There actually were probably 4 beds in here, and then that's all the water you have, so you have to fill that up every time you get to a station. It just drains out.
Is this supposed to be closet?
No, that's
I
probably
can throw it
something a
away.
kid left here.
Yeah.
You could throw that away.
paper back there?
A lot of people think we put this in here, this railing right here, but this railing is original. The
And
stove
everyone
is
left it
added.
Yeah.
Because this has no shocks. You'd have to hang on to walk through here, and people would fall into the stove and get injured. So you can climb up in the cupola. You're welcome to.
The only question I have is, where's the mirrors?
Hey, we're
For a mirror.
I was so just kidding.
Where's your mirror? You didn't ask the most important question that I get asked by every child that comes through here. Where's the bathroom?
No.
Oh, where is the
Oh wait, I already asked
Did you
that.
ask that? Okay, so I will tell you, the bathroom was the closet on the right, and it was a hole in the floor. We keep the vacuum in there. So there was a ship in 1975 that was on Lake Superior, and it was called the Edmund Fitzgerald, and this is a model of it. It's called taconite, which is something that you would burn like coal.
Wow.
It was a modern ship, and everybody thought it was beautiful. And it was going across Lake Superior, and they were doing kind of a final sail from a long sail, and they were headed to Whitefish Bay. And they stopped in port, and they inspected the ship, and there was a crack in hold number 7. So they had this little write-up about this crack in hold number 7. And the captain was like, oh, we'll just fix that on the other side. And one crewman was retiring. It was his last sail, and there were a couple of guests on the ship. There were 8 people aboard. And so it set sail, and all of a sudden radio communication was gone from the ship. And then the ship
Did they make a
disappeared.
movie of this?
Probably, I don't know, but
They
the
made
ship
a
went down
movie
with
of it.
all hands in the lake.
Whoa.
And so it's this crazy story about what happened to the Edmund Fitzgerald. And so it's a big
Oh
mystery.
my gosh.
So Dave made this model, and the guy who built this place was like even more of a storyteller than me, and I'm a storyteller. But he's like 6'5", big voice, and he can sing the song. I'll have to play the song for you guys later. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, he would take this out to schools, and when I came here in 2011, which was what, 7 years ago. He said he took it to Greeley Central High School, and he came back that day and he said, Michelle, she's never going to sail again. And I said, why, Dave? I love the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's a great story. And he goes, no, come here. He says, come look. And he goes, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Whoa.
And this crack was here.
Oh.
And he said, she has a crack in hold number 7, and she's going to sink if I sail her. And so in those 7 years, it's cracked through here and back up the other side, and it's broken the whole ship.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
That
Like
is
the model broke where the real one did.
That is wicked.
Whoa. Whoa.
So I told you we're the Oregon California Eastern Railroad, and there's 14 trains that have jobs on this road, and 7 are here and they go that way, and the other 7 are down there and they go that way, and we can have all of them on the way out at the same time without a problem. We can easily put 14 trains out there. When a train leaves the yard, it takes it a full hour to go all the way around the way out and get back in here. That's how long the layout is. We saw how big it is.
Yeah.
So physics apply in model railroading just like they do in railroading. So this train has about 100 to 110 cars, and the weight of all those is about 40 pounds of plastic,
Oh my god.
right? So I learned how to operate trains. I can do it, but it scares me every time. I'm like Misty. I'm like, oh, look at different people. They're actually graffiti artists. I've actually had some graffiti artists come in here and do it. There's some famous ones in Denver, and I had one from New York City come out.
Nice.
His name, he's Trap. If you follow him on Instagram, it's Trap IF. He's amazing, and he did a car for me. It's in my office. I'll have to show you. Okay, so this train right here is a very special train, and we just built it. You see how it lights inside and there's people?
Yeah.
So our guys custom built this train. This is the Cheyenne Frontier Days train. And it's a famous train that runs the third week in July, and this is exactly the train that runs like every single car.
Wow.
There's actually seats up here.
Cool.
That's called the dome seat. This is the city of San Francisco car, and it's beautiful. The city of Portland car has dining tables. You see how they're round? Yeah. So this one, and this train will stop here at this museum 4 times in July. This train will stop here, and so it's kind of a big deal for us because it comes to visit.
Yeah.
So. It's kind of fun. And it runs off of this locomotive right here, the steam. This one right here is the Union Pacific steam locomotive. It's the only one they operate today. It's called the 844. It's kind of a famous one. A lot of nice. So I am exactly the height of this wheel. So I'm exactly as tall as one of those wheels. Yeah, so they are huge and loud, and when it blows its whistle, it like reverberates through your body. It is amazingly loud.
Wow. Lights.
Are you having fun?
Oh, I'm having a blast. Did you find her yet?
Are you looking at this again?
We're looking for Michelle. Oh!
Or a black shirt.
He totally found me. I'm going to the movie. So I helped make the theater.
I found you.
And I researched it. I researched the theater. What was the movies in 1975? And the movie that came out in the summer of 1975 was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So we put that in there.
Does that say on the side of it? Can you see it too?
Those are all the little colors. I get this cutest picture. I was telling you, it's colorful.
That is so much fun. Wow, yeah.
And they
The Greeley
I brought
Gremlin.
him in. I'm not going to take him to the table because I'm not going to be at the booth and somebody else steal him.
Oh, yeah. That is really cool. Yeah. That one's really, really good.
And then
Really good.
the guy that did that one gave me this painting that he did as a gift.
Oh.
So I love it. It's called Painted on a Wednesday. I just like that.
That's so cool.
Like the theme.
And I still haven't seen everything.
What?
We can stay as long as we want because I have keys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They found more. I was with them and they found a couple more. Yeah.
Dang it.
Well, go ahead and put them in there and they'll give you a little prize.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe another dinosaur.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
This is your prize.
Hey!
And the cute.
Oh!
Look at your prize.
You want a blue one? Oh, I want a
Very
blue
pretty.
Every boy picks the pterodactyl every time.
Are you serious?
And the girls are always like, why would I want a bird?
Exactly. Yeah.
He picked the pterodactyl.
It flies.
Oh, this is... Oh.
Hey, how's everybody feeling back there?
Hey. Feeling good. Ready to go see
Hi.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
So excited.
Here we go.
Hey, over here, if you're ready for Sublime, make some noise right over here. How about right here in the middle if you're ready for Sublime?